When infant reason first exerts her sway, and new-formed thoughts their earliest charms display, then let the growing race employ your care. Then guard their opening minds from folly's snare. Correct the rising passions of their youth. Teach them each serious, each important truth. Plant heavenly virtue into the tender breast. Destroy each vice that might its growth molest. Point out betimes the course they should pursue. Then, with redoubled pleasure, shall your view their reasons strengthen as your years increase. Their virtue ripen and their follies cease. Like corn sown early in the fertile soil, the richest harvest shall repay their toil. All right, so the poem you just heard me recite is called On Education by Elizabeth Bentley, written in December of 1789. And this poem is about an infant who you just kind of get to see growing up, how their thoughts begin to develop and how the people around them can influence them. The first stanza reads, when an infant first exerts her sway, in new-formed thoughts their earliest display. So as I said before, when an infant comes into the world, it's innocent. It doesn't have any past trials or tribulations or anything to be judged off of. But eventually they begin to come up with their own thoughts and their own opinions and make their own decisions. And people definitely have an influence on these. There is a sense of protection with the people who are around them as well. They want to make sure that they're making their thoughts to become good and positive, something that will help the world. And they also want their thoughts to pave their own paths, to become the person that society wants them to become, the people who influence them want to become, and most importantly, the person itself, how they want to grow up and become. So there's also some times where the world will taint these ideas and tarnish them. And the poem uses the word vices, how they can impact one's thoughts. And so this really to me is how it's not going to always go easy. There's going to be struggles and challenges, but this will only help you grow. These experiences will only help you get to where you want to become. So you may be asking yourself, why is she standing in a cornfield? And the answer to this is in the last stanza where it reads, like corn sown early in the fertile soil, the richest harvest shall repay your toil. So as an infant, you come into this world, you're bound for success, and the people in your life will tend to help you grow, just like they would help corn grow. And the world may bring you down, but in the end, you can overcome. So just like corn, people will grow up into the people that they are meant to be. The slice I ate, I want it back. Those crumbs I swept up, I'd like my share again. I can still taste it like it was. The memory by itself is delicious. Each bite was a small miracle, both nourishing and sweet. I wish I had saved just a little bit. I know it wasn't literal cake. It's a thought that counts. Like a gift that's not store-bought, making it even more special. Like a dream that makes you want to go back to sleep. You can't have your cake and eat it too, Mama said. I was defiant and hard-headed and answered, yes, I can too. The look she gave me said, boy, I hope you aren't a fool all your life. So the poem that you just heard me recite was called Mama Said by Calvin Forbes. So this poem really examines how memories affect us immensely. When you have a memory or a moment, or you have a friendship or relationship or something, it can really affect the course of possibly even the rest of your life, which can seem a little dramatic, but that's kind of the case in this poem. So in the first stanza, the slice I ate, I want it back. Those crumbs I swept up, I'd like my share again. I can still taste it like it was. So this is the poet kind of saying that these moments he had were so great that he keeps on reliving them and just kind of, like, unfortunately wanting them back so bad that he can't have them. So I think he's a little bit upset throughout it. He refers to these memories as delicious, miracles, nourishing and sweet, kind of like a cake. So cake is great, but only for so long. You know, you either eat it up or it gets stale or something. So I think that that was a really good metaphor that he used. He also compared it to a store-bought gift. It's more special. So those really important memories are more special than just like the typical everyday ones. So then he also brings in something that his mom said, you can't have your cake and eat it too, which I think is a very popular quote and can be used in a lot of different scenarios. But this is very true. Like, it only lasts for so long. That memory can only be so blissful while you're living in it, and then eventually it just becomes a memory. And I actually found this quote: "Memories are treasures that we keep locked deep in the storehouse of our souls to keep our hearts warm when we are lonely." So we like to relive and go back and think about those memories, possibly in some not so good times, or sometimes we're feeling bad. Unfortunately, not everything good can last forever, even as much as we would like it to, but we really can't dwell on the past. So if we're able to use these memories to our ability and take advantage of those times we had, that can really help to keep you happy and not make you dwell on the past.